All right. Okay. So I think it's just turned 8:30. Well, hopefully that you can listen or hear, I should say, the microphone. Just give me a hi or a heads up or a yes. Yeah, can hear you or everything like that. Let me know if you're on. It's been a while since we came on live on the Friday, just with a lot of work happening. You can hear. Cool. So just remember then, if you're on Facebook, all right, if you don't put sort of like, your name in, then it doesn't come up. It just says Facebook user. But as long as you can hear it, that's the main thing. We'll give it a few more minutes. Like, there's people jumping on there. We'll give them a couple of minutes to come in. And then we'll try and fit everything in sort of like, well, hopefully I'll try to fit it in for an hour. I've got a lot going on. So, but yeah, good to hear you. Nice to see you. Hi, Susan. Hiya, ER. Hiya, Lulu. Claire Dodd, hi. And obviously, like I say, if it's Facebook, then all it says is user. Facebook user doesn't give you your name if you haven't actually put it on. Okay. But good evening to everybody. Nice to see you here. Oh, Linda, you're on from Canada again. Good to see you. Olga, hi. And Graham, Free Flight, hi. How are you doing? Okay. And hi to all the Facebook users. Hiya, Zoe. Hiya, Carla. Hiya, Tom. All right. Okay. From South Wales, eh? Whereabouts in South Wales is that then, Tom? South Wales or New South Wales? Audrey, hiya, Audrey. The Truth is Sovereign. Hi, how are you doing? And Keith. Hey, Dimebor. How you doing? You all right? Cool. All right, very good. Port Talbot. Okay, never been to Port Talbot, but like been down that way a few times. For like in Cardiff and Swansea and Haverfordwest. Is that the right name? Hi, Muhaha. Hi, how are you doing? Good. Yeah. Good to be back on. Been that busy doing this the course with everybody, and just so everybody knows, obviously, we're gonna have to cover some things tonight, some not so nice things as well. What's people have been like, hiya Chris, how you doing? Saying things and doing things. So, and a lot of it, it, yeah, I'll get down south again sometime, hopefully this year as well. Oh, Valencia and Alicante. Yeah, I've never been there for a long time. And on there, hiya Petri. Oh, great to see you. I've never seen you in a while. Good to see you. All right, so like, just so that we're gonna, I don't want to sort of like be anything except positive. So there we go, and now we're gonna keep it nice and keep it positive. What I would like to say is like, thank you for everybody who sort of like over the last few days has been sending me messages, like about what's been going on and what's been said and everything, and just saying like how much that. All the support and appreciation and everything like that. So thank you, all right, for everybody for that. Very, very much appreciated. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. And if you put your head above the parapet, then it's going to try and get knocked off. But it is there anyway. Hi, Judy, how are you doing? So I'm nothing is going to bother me. I'm not going to get sort of like angry or anything like that, about what people want to try and say and do. But I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on. I'm not going to go and dwell on it because it's like, to me, right, when you've got jealous little fools, all right, you don't want to sort of like dwell on it. But I have to say something, and then we're going to crack on with everything, because unfortunately, like some people just simply have not got a life. you know, but I have, and because I've got a life, you know, we've got a lot to do tonight as well, so I'm not going to be able to, you know, be on like for a massive amount of time because we've got things to do. And then today, you know, we had our son and his wife were over, and we had the little grandson over, and that's you know, and he's getting to be a baby now. Do you know what I mean? He's like having reactions and things, you know, screamed at me today when I was holding him. And, you know, the dogs had a little bit of a sniff and everything, and they were amazed. You know, never let him go anywhere near before, you know, and doing stuff. Okay. You know, like that. So it's all good. It's all good. Hiya, Evolvement. You know, but other people don't like to see anybody, you know, having a good life or anything like that, and they come out with like ridiculous things. So anyway, now what we need to cover, just so we need, you know, just say things. Obviously, I'm going to get slagged off by a lot of different people because, like, whenever and they've all got the little gang with them, okay. And I would just say that they're nothing but bullies. And it certainly doesn't bother me. And they don't bully me, but like, you know, they have been known to bully other people, especially women who they think, you know, aren't going to be like sticking up for themselves or anything like that. So this is the only time, and it's live anyway, and I'll be recording it. So, you know, and the thing is, all right, I mean, where are we now? There's 70 odd people on here. All right. Hiya, L, great to see you. First time, D, good to see you. You know, so like, believe this is the only time I'm going to say anything about this idiot. And then I'm not going to go on about it. I don't need a reply from him. I don't care what happens. Right from now, okay, this is it. So I'm going to say exactly what I have to say, and then the only other mention of anything that will come will be when he walks into my gym. All right, and we have a straightener and we lock that door. Okay, that's the only other thing that's going to happen with this when I'm involved with it. No backwards and forwards, no calling names or anything like that. Someone was bang out of order. Okay, and because of bang out of order, right, the only response is you get into my gym and we'll straighten it. Lock the door, we'll straighten it out. And that's all there is to it. Nothing else. So there won't be any conflabs online. There won't be any arguments back and forth. And there certainly won't be a live debate because I ain't debating anything. You're going to get in there and you're going to get it done. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to take this back a little bit. All right. So we have a self-defense course. Hopefully some of you have actually had a look at it. We actually gave it out to people for free. So on the self-defense course, when you do things like this, people will use these words like, say, like, oh, you're an expert in martial arts. Look, see, still just water. Look. All right. And still like very, very little sugar as well, you know, keeping off the sweeties and everything like that. So been quite good. But you know what I mean? They'll say it like, you're an expert in this, you're an expert in that. Just bear in mind, you know, we gave this course for free. And in 2007, we were selling this course, it's a long time ago, 2007. And this is updated, by the way. We were selling this course for £200. And it was not as good as what, not as good as what it is now, because we've updated it, as you can imagine. And we've updated it, I think it was in first, maybe second lockdown. I'm not sure. I can't remember. So it's 2020 anyway. And we did loads of new videos to make it look more fresh and newer, you know, because 2007, you can imagine, you know, like the videos and everything you would have there. I still think it was a good course. The psychology and the descriptions on how to actually behave and how to breathe, how to do breath work, how to control your emotions, their emotions, how to do interviews, because everything is like that on human reactions together when people are getting into conflict situations. You know, it's very, very good anyway. And you know, the reason why we did the first course there, we were asked to do both, by the way. You know, we had actually got Janine up to a world champion level, full on. You know, they showed all the proof in the first course. They had like newspaper reports and everything, videos and everything like that. So she won the world championship in kickboxing, full contact. And I had like been training her to do that. So I had been like involved in combat and martial arts. First time I stepped into a boxing ring was in 1969. I know I'm giving away my age, right? I know, and I was a young kid, right? So, you know, certainly was an adult. All right. So in like a combat side, I've had probably in the region of about 250 amateur and tournament fights. And nobody can remember the results of everything when there's that many, but I would say I won more than 50%. So amateur and tournament fights, okay? And then also like on the professional side, I had 23, okay? Appearing on TV, like fighting live on Sky TV, done all of that. But in all of that time, I was teaching and helping people with street fighting, street self-defense, psychology of it as well. The thing is, you cannot go into a situation whereas you are literally facing somebody who could easily kill. All right, and I'm talking about even in a competition. You know, we have known people die in competition very sadly, and you know. So you've got to have this kind of like control and emotional strength to prepare yourself to walk into that situation, knowing that anything could happen. So, you know, what we've done is we actually internalized that education. Hi, Andy. How are you doing? And, you know, we actually used it, and then I used to teach other people how to use this. And, you know, if anybody's ever felt adrenaline when you're getting into a situation, then you'll know that it can either be, you know, to help pump it up, or it can actually destroy you, especially if you're not used to it. Anyway, so, you know, we teach all of that, and then I've been offering that course out, you know, as a free course. You know, and I was approached by some people. Hiya, Mick, how you doing? And they were saying, well, look, we're going to market this course. It'll be, you know, we'll set it up for $1,000. We'll reduce it down to a 500, like as an offer, and boom, 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 do all this. And I didn't do it, you know, and I still haven't done anything with it yet, except from, you know, like offer it out to people, you know, for free. And I've given it to other groups as well. And I think that it was just like probably giving them too much, really, and for no appreciation. So anyway, and I had given it to this group as well. And, you know, it's very strange that they've actually got this guy to come on. He calls himself the Spaniard. She's not from Spain, you know, and I don't know what's the matter with him. The guy is absolutely deluded. He's a narcissistic fool. All right. Hi, Mike. How you doing? I just got a text from you. We'll chat to you later. I hadn't actually read it. I've been too busy. We'll chat later, you know, and completely and utterly self-appointed expert. He calls himself an expert. All right. And he's like been slagging loads of people off. Now, I met that group that when he's slagging people off, by the way, he's standing with their logo, right? And the thing is, he's trying, you know, and the first time I heard him like slagging people off was like slagging Michael Obanisia off, and, you know, and he just goes off on one, and, you know, it's just like, it's probably what you do when you got no life. All right. And hiya, Paul. Yeah, Paul. But anyway, so now he's having a good go at me. But he was like, I actually had a chat with this group last year sometime, and I got like asked to go and talk to them by a third party. It was very weird. Didn't know any of them. I said, look, what do you want to talk about? Went on a Zoom call, and then the two women that were on there, and then they fell out and started whatever happened. I have no idea. I don't care. None of my business. All right. And then like one of them got like this other guy involved to help the business. And then his part of it in his mind is to like destroy everything that he sees. Hiya, Teresa, to try and pump up their business. That's probably the only way of actually saying it, and it's just hard to like try and get your head around it. Like, well, what is it that you're trying to do? And that's the only thing I can see, like self-appointed and, expert. All right. It's like I say, I mean, like I've been like on the martial arts side, very accomplished. We had one of the top, if not the top, school in the whole of the UK at one point. That's when we got involved in all of the two things, the property investment side and the trust side, and that was in 2005. Okay, hiya Angus. So these trusts that I'm going to mention in a minute, right? The first time I heard of these trusts was in 2005. I didn't like hear from them because I wanted to learn how to create them, right? It was about like how we could protect all of our properties, and it was like it was on a property investment seminar, and it was a seminar where you used to go and meet people. You see, you didn't do it like this. You had to go and sit in a hotel and talk to them. It was real. You seen people. You had to speak to people. But anyway, that's the first time that I'd heard from them about these trusts, and how to set these trusts up and everything. And it was at these property seminars. Now we actually lost everything. And this was 2007 when we lost everything. So I didn't have time to get into the trust stuff, but it was amazing when I was finding out about all of the wealth, all of the tax advantages of it, but also the protection for the actual properties. And then from there, the guy who was presenting it, he was called Paul. Kept in touch with him for many years, kept in touch with him when I was in Spain. Now his company's closed now. See, I don't really know like anything about anybody else. I'm just telling you what he's been saying now, which like the guy is not an arsehole. There's no other way of describing it. He's a gobshite bully, and he was bullying this girl. Now, whatever happened, between these two women that I had this conversation with on the Zoom, nothing to do with me. I haven't got a clue. But it's and if they've done something, right? This is a funny thing. He's accusing people of stealing. Now, what he's talking about is stolen goods of mine. He's dealing with my stolen goods that were stolen from me. This is funny. So then he's going on a Zoom, or not a Zoom, he's going on online, slagging off this girl, right? Bullying this girl, like as a big tough man, bullying this poor girl. Now, if she's done something wrong, then the two women should get into court, sort it out, and do it. It's got, you don't go on slagging people off. And the thing is, the stupid thing is as well, because he thinks he's so a law expert, right? That will kick the case out anyway, because he's saying all that in the public. And because he's saying all that in the public, on the public domain, right? Like none of that would be able to actually get used. So, but let him do whatever he wants to do. But, anybody was like, slagging her off to death and all this and all this and all. And he's, then he's, not about stealing from me, but, what he's saying to me is like, I've done things wrong, wrote things wrong, and created things wrong, and using the limited company, which you can't do, which is absolute lies. If not lies, and so incorrect that you're just thick. Okay. But what he also said was, I'm just sitting for your note right now. He said that this other woman had wrote the trusts all wrong as well. It must be only him in the world that can write them right, correctly write them. I don't know. Maybe that's what he thinks. But anyway, because she had used a protector, and a protector. All of these trusts that are found in 2007, 2005, before we lost everything and moved out to Spain in 2007, all of them had a protector. They had a trustee, a protector, and the beneficiaries, obviously. Secret beneficiaries, okay? Secret beneficiaries. So then what what he said was you can't have a protector being the same as a beneficiary. You can't have protector being the same as a trustee, blah, 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 blah. Right? Now, I spoke to these top trust lawyers and barristers just on Monday, just this Monday gone. Went down to London, all right. And I've got a few different contacts, you know, with these different trusts and these different trust barristers. And this one that we were talking to on Monday, though, they've been doing this. They said it was about 30 years, something like that. All right. Or they might have been together 30 years and they've been running this trust for 25, something, because this is a partnership now with these two barristers. And anyway, but they also have a team of barristers that work for them. And I was grilling them. A protector is somebody who looks after the interests of the trust. I'll explain a little bit in detail later. But anyway, so, you know, I asked them about the protector. Yeah, like a manager. We call it a trust general manager. If it we created the position that you can fill it if and when needed. Okay, but you don't generally need it unless, you know, you're sort of like with these ones that have got, like, you know, the ones that I was talking to, they won't talk to anyone that won't put 1.5 million going up into a trust. So it's big guys, you know, big guys, and they prefer to be above 3 million, you know, liquid assets going into a trust plus property. You know, so, you know, I'll probably wait a couple of weeks before I can try and do it. But, you know, but anyway, so, but the thing is, the fundamentals are the same. The actual trustee, the beneficiary, the protector, and the settlor. Okay, it's all in the same type of scenario. Okay. And so I was grilling him about this because of what he said about this girl mouthing off about that. And I had nothing to do with their argument. So I was just like, so, well, if you're going to bully her, which it is bullying, online bullying, all right. And if she has done something wrong between the other two parties, then let them get on with it, right, in court and shut your mouth. And then he said, and I asked him, so this guy said, you know, like the protector, because I thought the protector could also be whatever position. And they went, absolutely. And under no law at all does it state anywhere where the trustee cannot also be the protector, or the beneficiary cannot also be the protector. They said, why would you do that, though? You know, because it would be so difficult going backwards and forwards. Would there be a conflict of interest? So does not have a conflict of interest. This should all be separate parties, and a protector should be different. Now, think of on their trusts, the protector is making sure the trustee gives the beneficiary, in their scenario, the share of like millions of pounds. And whatever goes into this trust, the trustee, right, sends it down to the beneficiary. It never goes wrong, but the protector is there, okay, put in place and created by basically what is still the royal families today. All right, so I mean, like, trusts themselves go back to Roman times, you know. In the UK or England, at least at the time, it was like in I think it was the 1100s, maybe a little bit before, when they're sending off like the knights to fight, and then the king would try and steal all the property. So they would put it in the trust, and it was generally in Rome, they used the Vestal Virgins to be trustees. In when they were sending the knights away here, it would be like the church generally, because the church had sworn not to own property and sworn an oath of poverty. So there could be a trustee because they couldn't steal the property, you see. All right. And I think in Rome, the Vestal Virgins, because it was supposed to be so pure. Okay. So anyway, but, you know, so that is a lie. And if not a lie, massively incorrect. So the protector, you know, can be all positions and still be the protector. You know, it's not advisable, but there is absolutely no law, right? And when he stated that, I mean, this guy, I mean, these are millionaires themselves, these people. So I had went on to a couple of sites that I use and read up on it as well. And these were sites all about like the trustee and the protector. And again, it said that it's a grey area, but there is no specific law, point blank. So, right, absolutely wrong on that score. So he's slagged this woman off, this girl off, all right, so to death, about like so wrong and such a thief and all of it. Whatever they've done, like it's not even his business, right? So like let the two women go to court and settle it or do whatever. I don't know. It's not I don't know anything about it. All right, but okay, don't say things that you don't know enough about. Okay, or you're lying about, one of the two. So then also, like, he takes it upon himself because he's this self-appointed expert of everything. Okay. All right. Sitting in there, looks like a mixture of like Wurzel Gummidge. I don't know if you ever seen a program we used to watch called Stig of the Dump, which is about someone who lived in a dump. Right. And, it's like, it's just crazy. Okay. And, hi, Emma. Oh, and Dash Lalonde. Hello. So anyway, on mine is like mouse, and all of this, like, and what, I'm not gonna even mention the language thing because I know what language that I've used to be in one jurisdiction. Okay. However, what he was like mouthing off big time about, and this funny enough came up today again, from a different party, and it's about the limited company, and they're saying, right, that if you his words were something about, if you use a limited company, you're completely not stupid, completely not wrong because you put it into the jurisdiction of HMCTS. That what I've been told. I've never watched it, by the way. I don't need to watch rubbish to like, know that things are rubbish. But HMCTS, that is not a jurisdiction, by the way. Okay. Now we have to remember the difference between public and private. So when I was and before this happened, this was on Monday when I was dealing with these top barristers, and I've got more other ones to meet as well with different different trusts, but it's the same thing, and the setup is identical. Okay, so because it's set up identical, it's set up there for about everything's tax free. Nobody pays tax on it. All of the money from, and if it's a business, the money goes into the business, gets set up, puts it into the trust. Who is the trustee? The limited company. The limited company is the trustee every single time. Right? What is a limited company? It is a legal fiction. A legal fiction. The trustee has to be a legal fiction. The limited company is the legal fiction. These guys, right, they charge massive amounts of money just to speak to them about creation of the trusts, about £60,000. So what they're doing is, right, when they actually have the trust is set up, the trustee, the settlor puts the money into the trust, sets it up there, and then goes away. The settlor does not sort of like exist within it, sort of like once they've done their job. The trustees set up as the limited company. What the limited company then do is they actually, I can't explain too much to you because it's a private arrangement for them to like put the tax or the non-tax in place because they don't pay any tax on it. But then it goes into another limited company, two limited companies, all right? And then it gets paid, or it doesn't get paid. It gets invested into the beneficiary's fund, okay? And the beneficiaries are private. The beneficiary is man or woman who at times acts as beneficiary. Then at times doesn't act as beneficiary. Then they are a beneficiary, they're not a beneficiary. They are a beneficiary, they're not a beneficiary. Okay, they're a secret beneficiary. It's private secret. So they'll go in as a man or a woman. I a man, I a woman. They go in, okay, right? They receive their benefits, and once they've left and they're not the beneficiary anymore. Okay, it's private. Now, on the documentation side, this trust has been going. It's between 25 and 30 years, and it's been brought up a couple of times, like by HMS. At no time ever has it been pierced, this trust, by HMRC. They've tried a couple of times, and these barristers have embarrassingly smashed HMRC. Now, HMRC have never won a single case against a trust set up correctly, ever. Now, remember, all trusts come under trust law, right? And all of the EU still runs trust law under English trust law, and we can never ever be outside of the EU. No matter what anybody says on the political side, whatever many says, we will always be part of the EU through the Article 69, Article 39 and 4. Hang on a second, I wrote it down. 63 and 49. Okay, and that handles trust and it handles freedom of movement. Hang on, I don't want to knock you all off. Freedom of movement and freedom of money and freedom of people. Okay, so it all has to do with jurisdiction. Private, which is equity, and you will always be private. So let's just say that we're actually doing a private trust. Okay, it's not all private. Only the beneficiaries are the private part. The assets, everyone's going to know the assets are in there, but they're not going to tell you where they all are, right? This guy that I know, he's got like multiple properties all over one town in England, and he was getting questioned about it, and he was saying, where's all the properties? And it was like, well, that's not for me to tell you. You need to find it out. That's your job. And it's the same with this set up there, right? If they turned around and tried to actually get into the house, so right, I'm going to take your house off you. I'm going to put a charge on the house, blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a case law in a second, okay? But then you have to say you can't do that. It's all in a private trust. So you're telling them that the assets there, okay? But you're not going to tell them who the beneficiaries are because that will always be private. Now, even if a trust is registered with HMRC, which all of these ones are, by the way, they are private trusts, while these top barristers still registered with HMRC, but the beneficiaries are all private and no one's ever allowed to know who they are. They don't care who you are, all right? King Charles, he's not going to argue about it because he's got one of the biggest trusts in the world, okay? And he's not going to tell anyone where the assets are or what the beneficiaries and who, anything like that. And he's not going to rock the boat because he wants it all for himself. And that's a fact. But the beneficiaries will always be private. And you can never, ever find out who that. Doesn't matter if you're HMRC. They ask for that. I'm sorry, it's private documentation. Hiya, Marie. Okay, and that's a fact. So, but not everything in the trust is private because the trustee has to be a legal fiction. You can't be a legal fiction and not be in the public. How can that be? Your full cap's name is a legal fiction. Your full cap's name will always be in the public. It is because it's a legal fiction. So if we're actually going to look now at the land registry and you want to protect your assets, okay? So just, I'm telling you about these companies. They run it 100%, these directors, with limited companies as trustees. Now, what I've said to you, if you can't, right, have either adult children over 16, to go in as like trustees, or haven't got a brother or a younger family member or a trusted friend who can be the trustee, you can create a limited company. You can have people in as the directors, right? And then that limited company will be the trustee because it's a legal fiction. Whatever goes in the trust, whatever goes on the land registry forms, and whatever is already at the land registry must be a legal fiction. You can't be anything else. All right. So anyway, we did this course in December, and it was a very long course. It was an all-day course. It was very in-depth, and there was a lot of content. And then getting towards the end of it, I was thinking, yes, all right, I've got through all the forms. I tried to rush through the last few a little bit, but it was, what we were telling people, it wasn't just about this is a private trust. It was like, this is the land registry. This is how to do an ID1 to identify who's on the land registry. Then we were going to do an AP1 for about like transferring the name, like the actual title. Then we're going to do the TR1, all right, all land registry forms. And then the RX1, which protects the equity, right? Now, you must do them. There's a few people saying you don't have to do them. But if you want to be protecting your assets in the public and the private, do them forms. Okay, if you're going to try and rely on not doing them, I'm not saying you won't win, but you're going to have a headache and a fight. Okay. So anyway, also we covered doing the power of attorney with the government. So again, government forms. Okay, and we did that, and we covered them, and then we covered the trust documents. We covered how to do like the affidavit, which is the LND. But then what happened is, right, when we went to do that course, somebody infiltrated the Google Docs, and we have lots of witnesses, okay? 2 or 3 of them, I think, are actually on this call tonight. And they were changing, all right? They were changing the actual documents as we were working on them, right? I've got witnesses to that. They were changing it live as we were actually doing it, okay? So I had to come off the actual documents, get one of my own, move it up on there and share my screen because they were nefariously altering the document in there. And then, right, what happened is we set up like the Telegram group because we were trying to help people. Thought, right, we'll continue it in the Telegram group. And all of a sudden, right, the next thing we know, right, there's 300 people nearly in this Telegram group. Where the hell did all of them come from? All right. Now, what they've done is they've stolen these documents. Now, if these are all private documents in a private members group. Now, I don't care if it was free to join, okay, right? But on there, okay, when it's a group set up, that's private. So somebody's stolen private property, the documents, right? So they did actually sabotage well, they didn't sabotage it, but they tried to, because we had to move away from the documents. So we had to completely change all the documents, and all of the documents got changed. So the only ones that we know for a fact are correct are the ones that they even got direct from me after we moved away from the course and after we were in that first Telegram group. They changed all the forms in the Telegram group. All right. They completely ruined them, made them all fake. Well, not fake, but like we didn't know which was right. Okay. And then they stole them. So then this like scumbag, he's sitting there with stolen goods. Yeah, you're handling stolen goods is what you're doing. Which might not even be correct, right? Might not even be correct. They might be completely different. So anyway, I was talking with these top barristers, top lawyers that have destroyed HMRC, and anyone who's tried to infiltrate their trust, standing there after all these years, completely and utterly successful in any court case that's been tried. Perfect example. Right, so I've asked them, like all about the trustees. Then they're the limited companies. Absolutely, that's all we would have. Okay, they're trustees. This is these guys telling me. So then you've got like a mixture between Stig of the Dump, Cat Weasel, and something else over here saying, I'm the best in the whole world. Everybody else is crap. You can only listen to me, and you can't have a limited company in there because that means you're part of HMCTS. HM Courts has got nothing to do with the jurisdiction. But anyway, that's what he said. So I'm thinking, okay, then, so who should we ask? Let's go and ask him over here, right? So these guys have got like a big pile of officers, right, in 3 different countries, right? But when we went down, I'm standing outside of Claridge's Hotel in London, waiting to go in. They got like the guy like with the red big, first time I've ever been there, big red thing on, top hat, okay, and he's stopping when the cars are stopping, the Bentleys, he's opening the door, these people getting out to go into Claridge's. Right opposite there's these massive offices. You're going in there and these guys are in there. Okay, I'm talking to them. They're saying, yes, you have it as a limited company. That will be the trustee. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. This is how you do this. There's your trustees and there's your beneficiaries, secret, private. And then you've got Stig of the Dump and Cat Weasel standing over here, right? And he goes, blah, 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 blah. Like, everybody sure it's like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Shall I listen to you? All right, there we go. Top successful lawyer, right? Won't deal with anybody unless you're going to invest 1.3 million, all right? But you prefer it to be 1.5 million, but you prefer it to be 3 million going upwards, all right? And you're saying that this is how you've been successful fighting HMRC for 30 years? Should I listen to you? Or should I listen to you? All right? Look like you've been drunk for 20 years, okay? Fighting on a Cat Weasel, like, pretend wrestling show, you know, it's like Wurzel Gummidge look-alike, or the successful. I'm going to think about it. Oh, what should I do now? Think about it. I tell you what. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to be going with the actual successful guys, okay, that have that set up onto there. All right? Which, again, you know, if you can get, like, you know, younger family that can be your trustees, because obviously you want somebody there longer than you in case you die, you know. I know you can die at any time, but you know what I mean. You know, but part of our scenario as well, right, when we're saying it, now think about this, right? We've done this course that we did in December, but then I can't remember how many weeks it was. We did, and I've been working out the hours, not the preparation hours, the working time hours. It was over 20 hours that I did for them on lives, which is on a Friday night. It was for free. Just did it. I just did it, trying to help out, you know, help them get over the documents, help them get the understanding of it, help them with the creation, blah, 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 blah. All right. Did it all. I just kept doing it. All right. Now I did all the videos, I edited all them, I did that all on my own time, and then I gave it, and I'm going to prepare a next lot. The next lot, right, is going to go out again, and then we've got a third one, which is going to be all the fancy stuff, and I mean like the really fully professionally edited, which I have paid a lot of money for to have as well. And then I'm going to send that out to all them people that attended that course. I'm going to just give them it for free. Okay. You can make of that what you will. I'm just telling you about what's happened and what's went on, and this is the last I'll ever speak of it, right? So I don't need to appreciate everything. This has been brilliant, you know, today, with everybody's like lots of love, lots of light pouring in there, and everything's been protected, and I 100% appreciate everybody that give me support and everything. So honestly, I love you. But you know, we don't need to even hear about what happens after this. Okay, the only time there's going to be any further debate is when he walks into my gym and I lock the door. Apart from that, we're not even going to talk about it. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, what we need to do is, like, again, right, what we're talking about on when he's saying like you know, if you've got a limited company in HMCTS, which makes no sense, right? And just say you're in trust law or equity. All right, don't try and make it confusing for people. All right, that's all that you're trying to do, is confuse it for people, which just makes it even worse. All right, I made some notes, right, just so that you know, I can go over things here, because it's a lot of it is about equity. Okay, so when we're working in equity. What I'm doing for you, I'm doing with equity. Okay, so trusts always are going to reside in the realm of equity, not in law. Okay, all right. And you know what you do is, equity is all based in what is true, honesty, and respect. All right, so that's all I'm going to do, is continue with like being true, showing respect to you and to everybody else that wants to show respect to me, and I stand there with my heart on my sleeve with honesty. And the biggest thing is, what you do is you treat others how you want to be treated. You treat others as you want to be treated. That's equity, because it's conscience. It comes under the king's conscience, really. Because really what it's saying is, now I'm not saying you believe like, you know, you stand for kings and queens and all that, but just on the side of it where the law comes from, what they're saying is, if the royal family, right, and I know, forget about like the nonsense for now, just go right the way back to where King David. All right, so where you get the term affidavit from, it's from King David, because King David was supposed to have been appointed by God. So because he was appointed by God, every single reigning monarch ever since has to be under the guidance of King David. So he is answerable purely to God and will pay God, right, when he goes up onto there. Okay. So yeah, I tell you, well, a lot of people need to go and check about that as well. I'll just read that comment out. Self-appointed and self-anointed springs to mind. What success have people had with that 1099 process? Okay, not had a lot of here. I'm just reading what's in the comment. Okay, many people haven't had any payout, and yet there's still a letter stating that there was. That, you know, but anyway, okay. So just bear in mind. So, you know, when you're talking about trusts, all right, okay, so you've got to talk about trust. The law, common law, won't recognize a trust because they're not that way. You have to move straight over to the hearing into equity. Has to be in an equitable court, telling the judge you're standing in equity. Okay, I'm going to do a lot more sharing of the equitable side, I think, really, because it's not just about trusts. It's about like it's about how to make things work for you, really, because at the end of the day, you know, for instance, parking tickets and that, you cannot be paying for a parking ticket if you stand in equity, because it's not correct. Yeah, just keep reading them comments, everybody. I hope that this records and you get to see the comments. You know, I'm not really sure if you get to see it, you know. Yeah, I mean, do you know what it is? And I've got rid of loads of people's credit card debts for them and lots of other debts for them. I didn't charge them any money, you know. I did it, you know, and I helped them, and we sorted it out. Now, in reality as well, I would never say anybody's names, but I got rid of a lot. Okay, you know, a lot. So of debts for people, you know, but apparently when you're actually complaining, you're just getting kicked out of a group where he's actually said you're going to get money. So this is the type of people that we're going to let get on with it. Okay, so the what we know is like the equity and the common law have separated, but right, equity will always trump common law. Now when I'm saying common law, right, I'm talking about the law that we have, not you know, like do no harm and all that. That's not what I'm talking about. You know, I'm talking about although it is, but I'm just saying, right, when you're going into like a court, for instance, you've got common law on one side, you've got equity on the other side. A trust is always in equity, and a trust, when we're going into it, we're going to use maxims of equity. Okay, so you know, what is a maxim? Why is it called a maxim? Because a maxim, right, is because its dignity is always maximum. It's a maximum of equity, but its dignity is maximum. Okay, and its authority. Oh, my rating's terrible. Right. So when it's a maxim of law and a maxim of equity to there, right? Because its authority is the more certain, and because it is approved at the maximum by all. That's the maximum of equity. Okay, a maxim is self-evident. Okay, so anybody that you know that won't notice that the fundamental of a maxim of equity, right? So fundamental that these maxims, that he who disputes their authority is regarded as beyond reason. Okay, beyond reach of reason. These are the maxims that we go under. So we actually go in, all right, to the equity whenever we're doing with the what do you call it, with the trusts. The beneficiaries stand in equity and private. All right. The limited companies on this side, it is there as the trustee in the public. Okay. It doesn't matter if it's your full capital name, all right, or it's a limited company name. It's in the public. It's used by the top barristers in the whole of the world to be a trustee onto there, right? And on this side, when we're dealing with the privacy side, this is where the equity is. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's the difference when we split it. So like to say that you're gonna like not be able to use it is absolutely idiotic. So if you ever want to learn right about things, because the only way you're going to do it is researching. And you know that book, I've got it up here, hopefully some of you has got it. It's by Alistair Hudson. Now I got told today that he's actually got a YouTube channel. I never knew that. I thought he was dead. It's terrible. You know, I just read the things. Well, if you actually put any property, by the way, and you've got to think, right, that I don't want to go too much on property, but property itself, you know, can get is anything that is unique to you, by the way. It's not just bricks and mortar, but you can sell property once it's in a trust. Okay, but the trust is selling it, or you can take it out of the trust. It's complicated. Yeah, Alistair Hudson, equity and trusts, but also principles of equity and trust. But apparently, he's also got a website where you can learn. Not a web. Oh, I think he might also have a website, which I don't know what it is, but he's got a YouTube channel. Just check his name out on Alistair Hudson on YouTube. Okay, but the book that I really getting a lot out of reading now. Okay, look, see, this is what I read at bedtime to make me go to sleep, and that's Gibson Suits and Chancery. I hope you can read that. It's upside, it's back to front where I'm doing it. You know, so okay. So, but that one there, and this is great. This is great. So you need to read this. It's got a lot of different case law in as well, right? But it really goes into the, you know, the nuts and bolts, you know. So I recommend these books as well. So you can get these books and everything like that. Now, everybody, by the way, we were infiltrated, like what we said before, on that course and had stolen things. That's stolen property. So you're a thief. When you steal something, you're a thief. Okay? So once you've stolen them and then you give it to someone else and they use it knowingly that it's been stolen, right? Well, even if it's not knowingly, but then there's no way in the world. I bet you know, like Fagin. All right. You ever seen Oliver Twist? Okay. Fagin. Well, actually, he looks like Fagin, doesn't he? So, like, on there, he actually takes all the stolen goods off everyone and uses them. Sits there, like, you know, pouring over the stolen goods. If you're handling stolen goods, you're handling stolen goods. That's all there is to it. Okay. So, like I said before, yeah, that's definitely true. All right. Then when we were doing the actual course, they were changing the documents when we were on the course live, and we've got a few different people witnessed it. Right. This is all nefarious work. Okay. And at the end of the day, as I said, right, I'm never going to repeat any of this again. I'm not going to argue with anybody about it. I've stated the points here, point blank, all of it about like absolute bullshit, lies, bullying, right? Not me, but like, you know, that girl. And that just shows you what you are. What shows you your character? All right. It shows you that there's no decency in you. You're certainly not a man. But remember, on the side of the equity, when we're talking, just so you know, right, when we're showing you these trusts, if anybody comes into our group, right, at any time, and I thought that they were decent and honest, and they had the kind of property portfolio or the kind of wealth I would put them straight in touch with 2 or 3 groups that we now have the ability to give to. All right. I wouldn't try and do it for you. I would just give, look, you're the kind of size of property portfolio or the kind of wealth that you could benefit from speaking to these guys. All right. Boom. There you go. You're going to be over there. And you know, and you deal with them because you're in that league. Okay. So and we have there 1.5 million going upwards, but we've also got like lower grounding ones now that can do identical, just at a lower level. So if you've got property portfolios, all right, or if you've got like big investments of any kind like that, and you want to put it into there, then I can pass you on to these guys for absolutely no charge. And talking about that, right, like on my group today, I got this obviously no names, nothing like that, and they've had a trust there and trying to actually work out how to do these documents, right, and having a hard time. Now, when I was telling you, when we lost everything, when we went to Spain and 2007, we actually moved. So we just had the vet in today for the old dog downstairs. She lies down at the bottom of the stairs all the time now, right? We have to wrap her up like with these like little like nappies kind of thing, for nighttime. Oh, sad. Anyway, that's when we got her, when we were there, 2007. She was born in September. And we just found a video of her, and she had no fur because obviously it was boiling hot. And it's just funny now. We've got all the dogs now, and they're really furry, thick fur, but like, them, and she had no fur. But but we lost everything. We actually this will all be recorded. I'm gonna put it up recorded on Facebook, YouTube. But anyway, and this woman, she's like similar, but her, because of the lockdown, everything like that, and she lost everything, lost all the business, and and she's close, I suppose, to losing a house. So and I've just told her, look, fill in this form, we'll get together, and I've already started it for her. I'm just going to do it all for free, I'm going to do it all. There you go, and sort it out for her. And this is how we are supposed to be. We're supposed to help each other and work with each other. And, that's always the way that I'm going to be. Okay, now, I mean, we were talking about it earlier today. I was just saying, like, obviously, every workman is worth, his like pay for when he's working. Okay. And it's just but you can still help each other and do it all for free, and the reason why the vets came today was just to give us some more can't remember what it's for, but it's a liquid for like anti-inflammatory, because you can't really walk very well, so when you do get out with her, and she just goes out there and she just wanders around in this very small circle. I don't think she knows quite where she is, but she's beautiful, and we'll just look after her. She spends like, I think 95% of the time just sleeping now. Oh dear. And but just hopefully, all we want is just like let her go, like, and sleep, so it's not. Oh dear. But anyway, so there we are. But she's still doing all right. She eats. I have to like hand feed her and everything like that. She eats, and she can, still go out. And then if she goes for a wee, have to hold her legs just she can do it. But back to it anyway. So that's how I got the dog. Like, it was at that time when we had lost everything. We was come back to England when we came from Spain. We were living in a car, and that was in 2012. That's not a hard luck story, I don't care. It's like, there's not, what I mean? It's just, but like, what you do is like, we're fine now, and it is you know, but you look after other people and you stand in the light, and you know, and at the end of the day, whatever happens, like, you know, you've got to look after each other and you've got to stand in equity. You treat others as you wish to be treated, okay, right? And then you're going to get back what you put into it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put honesty out there. I'm going to put love and light and intention out into there. Yes, you know, you have to deal with people who are going to steal things, and then, you know, steal things and manipulate things and come back with things and try and be funny with it and lie. But I'm still going to stay the same. Okay. So, and then what I will always keep doing is just trying to actually help, you know, keep going forward. Yeah. And I will only give my energy, right, to those that deserve it. So, I mean, I stand here and I'm going to give my energy out, like, and I pour in good energy, positive energy to myself, connect with the creator, go down into nature every single day. So everyone, if you have time, I know, right? So we still got the two other dogs. One of them's lying asleep there. She's in age, man. She's about like, I don't know, because I found her like in a box, but with three puppies. She's got to be about 12 or 13, which ish on there, you know. But so we get down into the woods, walk in there, settle like in nature, touch the trees, right? Tree huggers, you know, and just like go by the river, or if down by the beach and stand in the beach, and you know what I mean. And you can email, all right, email peter@claimyourstrawman.com, but put in the title, whatever it's called, box, just put like trust, okay. You know, but then like blending in with nature, becoming part of nature, and that's it. I am, and I don't care what anyone says, and you might think I'm weird or anything like that. And I actually clear myself and bring in like light, and be there with the creator. And I can only be what I am. You know, grounding. We've got grounding mats and grounding sheets on the bed, and whenever we can, we go out and stand on with bare feet on the grass and on the sand. Janine goes in the sea. I'm a bit of a wimp. It's far too cold for me. But you know, and that's the way we do things, and then pass on, okay, what we can to others, and try and help and stay positive, okay, and lift up the vibration. And you have to lift up the vibration, because if you go down and low like everyone else, okay, then you're wasting your time. You've got to lift up your vibration so that everyone else's vibration lifts up. So the ones that have been doing stuff, you know what I mean, don't you? Okay, it's like today's smackheads, all right, and they're going to be disappearing faster and faster and faster. You've seen it already. So what happens is, though, they're all of a low vibration already anyway, and our vibration has still got to stay high even when you see that. Don't let it drop. You have to try and be there for them, be there for other families, and still lift your vibration up. And then it's going to go higher and higher, and the planet will change. Things will change. The whole world will change. All right. And then everyone will realize when you stand on the beach, just go over there, right, cross the road there, go over and stand on the beach and look out, and just look right the way across there, and everything looks completely flat. You know, get the old what's it called? I can't remember what's it called. What they do, like they test the bricks with, and put it on the sea. Think, spirit level. This is weird. So funny. Anyway, but it is funny, but it isn't funny, if you know what I mean. So it's pretty serious, but it is true, you know, isn't it? Try it next time. I mean, not all of you live like, you know, by the sea. I'm blessed to have you, right? And I'm blessed to have the dogs, even the one that will have to cuddle in that little bit, and I'm blessed to be able to go out into the woods. So, you know, and that's what I always try and give back to everyone else. So then I can keep my vibration high, and then pass it on to you. And then you can all bring your vibration high and then help everybody else. All right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now, just, somebody was telling me the other day that I got the miles wrong, and it was something like the 235, okay, miles. Now, on the Suez Canal, okay, I went through the Suez Canal twice, once there, once back, and that was in 1981. And the Suez Canal is somebody I had said, right, it's nearly 400 kilometers, but it's not. It's something like I can't remember the exact now, 200 and odd, maybe 230 miles, right, from start to finish, and it goes from the Mediterranean through to the Red Sea, through Egypt, through like onto there. All right, and this is just a fact. So when you go through it, there's no locks. Now, you've been through canals if you're in England, all right? Linda, if you're still on, if canals, if you've seen them in Canada, if you go in, they have locks to go that change when the water going up and down. All right. I went through, okay, from the Mediterranean, all right, going through Egypt, all the way through the Suez Canal. You come into the Great Lakes in the middle, because then you have to, like, it's a one-way system, and then you finished off going through and you come into the Red Sea, full of hammerhead sharks. The Red Sea, by the way, full of like giant jellyfish and sea snakes. Right, we didn't really go swimming much, and there is no difference in sea level whatsoever. Now, how does that work then? If we are on a big round thing and spinning thousands of miles an hour, okay? I'm not, just think about it. I'm not saying anything. I'm not giving you my opinion, all right? I'm just, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Okay? Yeah, and the same to a thank you to everybody, and obviously thank you. So, I was trying to fit everything in as possible, because I've gone just over an hour. I was trying to get it all in an hour, because we have got a lot to do. And I do have to actually look after some dogs and my beautiful wife and our family, our little furry family, as well as like the grandson who's gone home now. I held him and he started screaming, but I think it was because he was hungry, so it wasn't my fault. But that's it, anyway. So I'm going to have to shoot off, because I was trying to rush, but I thought I needed to, get some points up. Now, what if you've seen stuff? 130 kilometers, 193 is it now? Right, cool. Right, I knew it wasn't as long as what I had said, but so there you go. It's 100. It's Suez Canal. It's 193.3 miles. Is that, or kilometers? Probably kilometers, I think, because you used kilometers before. Okay, so then. All right. So whoever that is there that's putting down, like, that got troubles with the old council, like I say, email me, peter@claimingstrawman.com, and just put in the top there, trust council problems, and I'll try my best to speak to you. All right. We'll just also can do is try my best. Obviously, time is very, very tight from what you're saying there. Okay. So yeah, and that'll do, and we are off. I'm going to walk around, have a flat plane. Okay, so I'm going to go down and see my little baby downstairs as well, because she can't hardly move. Need to get her out one more time before I let her go, to keep her, leave her for the rest. Then got to put that like little nappy thing on her, because she just doesn't know what she's doing when she's asleep. All right, so anyway, thank you very much for listening to me and everything like that. I will try and do like the odd live. I won't be able to do every Friday now, because I've got so much on, and I really want to get the videos done for everybody that did go on to that. Oh, she's stirring a little bit. Okay, so thank you very much anyway. All right, love and light to you all. Bring in that light, keep up the vibration. All right, we know what we're supposed to be doing, and we just have to fight the good fight and do it with a positive attitude, and do it for everybody else. Okay, All right. Lots of love to you all. Take care and have a good strong end. Okay, because we don't have weak things. We don't have weekdays or weekends. We have strong days and strong ends. All right. Thank you, Barbara. Love you lots. Yeah, there you go. Strong end. Okay. Brilliant. All right. You all take care. And right, this will be recorded. I will put it up into the YouTube for you. All right. So take care, everybody, and I will see you very, very soon again. Okay.